guys, so welcome back to Fox to Fox Report. How's everybody doing? How's everybody's week going so far? I hope so great, given the fact that we're back in last place, thanks to Forest and Villa drawing on Monday, but I'll leave the discussion for another time, perhaps the next pre-match review that will be against Crystal Palace. So this video is a bit more different, something that has been crossing my mind lately, especially with players that have been fulfilling that position, and that is the defensive midfield position. Now, I'm not talking about Samore, because we all know he's getting better, playing well. I'm talking about who could perhaps be a sub to that, perhaps second string defensive midfielder, or even pair up. Now, Ndidi, I have to say, has not been living up to that potential. And Mendy, give or take, he will probably barely make any appearance this season. Brendan Rodgers has clearly excluded him from the squad, not really even thinking of putting him on. So we kind of already should be brushing that off, the fact that Mendy will be on his way out of the club. But no, one name comes to mind, and that is Hamza Choudhury, a player that has been on loan with Watford for about now 2 months. He went around August, now October, so roughly around 2 months. How has he been doing? Because from what we know, he may fit some qualities, great qualities, as a defensive midfielder, but has he, or does he have the abilities to come back? As far as what has he done during Watford? Has he, is he able to come back for next season and perhaps be a much more enlightened defensive midfielder? Perhaps can benefit us moving forward onto the next season. So I went over to look up some stats from Hamza Choudhury from his last 5 matches with Watford. But first, I want to say he has made 11 appearances, accumulating a total of 966 minutes played with Watford in the championship. So, going to that stats of defensive midfield, in the defensive stats match by match, looking at these last 5 matches. Tackles, you could say consistent, 3, 1, 4, not so bad, roughly over 2. Interceptions, also not that bad. Fouls, yes, that's what he does. We all know he's made some important fouls, especially I can think of one against Liverpool. I don't know which season it was. I think it was about 2 seasons ago where Choudhury made up one good foul against Mo Salah on the breakaway. I think that was the match where Brighton gave away the PK the last minute, and then Liverpool won, I believe, 2-1 at the KP, or was it Anfield? Anyways, it had to do with the last PK, last foul, last minute of that match. But yes, no, Choudhury has pace from what I know, and seeing his qualities, he has the pace. But does he have the ambition to be more of a defensive midfielder as far as creating plays? Something that we've been seeing from Samore just a little bit. Hopefully we'll see more. But now going into the offensive stats, last 5 matches with Choudhury. Not many shots. No, not many shots. Key passes, barely. And that kind of says something about Hamza Choudhury. I guess from past experience, past performances with Leicester City in Hamza Choudhury, he's more so been someone who just will intercept the ball and pass it back, or pass it, forward, but not really create anything out of it. Just doing his only job, and that is to defend, take the ball away, and just make sure it's not in our area on the attack with the opponents. Now, passing. You have a lot of passes there. Percentage-wise, pass rate success, not so bad, in the 80s, 70s. A total, accumulating, I want to say, in the 100s, 200s perhaps, compared to the last 5 matches. Yeah, around there, late 100s, So the fact that this is championship and obviously completely different level compared to the Premier League, can we say that, going off these recent stats, as the season goes on in the championship this season, can he get better? Will he improve? Will we see a different Choudhury? Or frankly, is he better at the moment, looking at the stats, compared to Wilfred Ndidi? which I will now show you guys the last 5 matches of Wilfred Ndidi during this season in the Premier League, and that is just defensively starting roughly not as much, not too big of a difference. As far as consistency goes, there's a big difference. Of course, Choudry has been playing more minutes. Ndidi, not so much. With the match against, I believe it was Chelsea, came on as a sub. So yeah, not many minutes. Therefore, the numbers of the stats won't be as high as Choudry. And like I said, the level between the Championship and the Premier League is a very distinct, level. But offensively with Ndidi, that is the difference between him and Hamza Choudry. Barely anything. As far as shots goes, as far as key passes goes, Choudry's just getting that advantage just a little bit. But let's go over to passing. Roughly around the same thing, but still Choudry leads the race in passes. So what does that tell you? Of course, Ndidi is not at his prime at the time where he used to be just playing really well, being part of the attack, a complete all-in-out defensive midfielder. But just going off these stats at the moment, if Choudry was in the team right now, would you pick him to be the second string defensive midfielder behind Samore? Let me know what you think. Leave it all in the comment section below. Now, I want to go to Twitter, see perhaps has there been any discussions regarding Hamza Choudhury, and luckily I found one tweet which someone says, thoughts on Hamza Choudhury. And what's pretty interesting is that he got a mix of opinions. Some like him, some don't like him, some, describe his qualities, whether it's good or bad, and just going off from these comments, he's fine, overworked, can't do anything in the midfield, does all the miserable things, puts it in shift, like all these things, it kind of just, has a very, unsure, distinct whether he is a good player or not for Watford and whether the fans like him or not. So yeah, that's just based on what I'm seeing, but I did also make a poll on Twitter with, asking Leicester City fans, would they prefer Choudry to come back, for next season? And we got 27 votes with the majority that says sell him. Great hair though. But yes, sell Hamza Choudhury, and that is a 73.9% compared to the yes, we need him, that was 26.1%. But that is all I have for stats. Just wanted to do a comparison with Choudry and Wilfred Ndidi, given the fact that Ndidi has not been playing very well with us, and wanted to see if, Choudry at the moment is better than Ndidi. But of course, I want to hear what you guys think. Leave it all in the comments below. And of course, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys for the next video that will be the pre-match review against Crystal Palace at home at the King Power Stadium. Take care.